Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hi, I'm Masa David,
Hi, I'm Miata Johnson.
and we're receiving the Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
My name is Dr. Margaret Mary Wilson, and I have the privilege of being the recipient of the Mark of Excellence Award.
Hello, my name is Nnedi Okorafor. I am a writer and novelist, short story writer of African futurism and African Jujuism. And I guess I'm being honored today for all of the things that I've been doing.
Hi, we're with King Baudouin Foundation United States, and we are being honored as a friend of Africa tonight for our work supporting African-led organizations working on the continent.
My name is Mo Dungwaze Baloyi. I'm the country head for Brand South Africa. Brand South Africa has opted to collaborate with SAID because the theme of the event this year ties in with a program that we've been running as Brand South Africa to celebrate Mandela Centenary. Coming out of this event, there will be a huge impact in terms of the reach, in terms of the messaging that is coming out to the global community, and the sort of changing the narrative of how the continent of Africa is perceived and reported on in the U.S.
My name is Ali Kaba, and I am the Bronx County Committee from my area, and I graduated from the University of Buffalo. My long-term goal is to become a human rights attorney, and I'm grateful to be at this event, and hopefully in the next 5 years I'll be one of the nominees.
Hi, my name is Ludine Semba. I'm a development associate at the Bronx Documentary Center. I'm actually honored to be here today. And my future goal is basically to work in media development, especially for the African continent, and to erase the fake news and change the media literacy there. So hopefully in the next 5 years, I can be an honoree here of how we change journalism and the impact in Africa. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Masiba Kane. I'm very excited to be here today. I work at the Department of Transportation in Albany, New York. I'm excited to be here, and hopefully one day I can be one of the honoree. Hopefully, the goal is to follow their path and do great things. So to bring a lot of attention to Africa and put Africa on the map and stop showing the negative part about it and show all the positive things that we can do. So I'm happy to be here.
My name is Mohammed Drame. I'm a very close friend to Famoud. I'm a student at Bronx Community College. I just want to say what an honor it is to be here at this wonderful event, with so many people that I can look up to. When Famoud called me and told me that, he wanted me to be a fellow at this event, I wasn't too sure about coming, but, now, seeing all the leaders, everybody, doing great work in their respective fields, I feel like, this inspires me to, hopefully, be a leader myself.
Hey, this is Anna Mwalago, and I am the co-host with my friend here, Obi, Chief Obi.
It's your boy, Chief Obi, number one. Over in the Rapid Nigeria. We're happy to be the host for tonight.
Yes.
ADA, special. Thank you guys for honoring both of us to be the host for tonight.
Yes, and I think it's going to be a wonderful night.
It's going
to bring the Wakanda in us.
It's going to be mad.
Yes.
Don't worry, just watch the
Put your hands together and welcome to the stage the AVO Boys.
Mr. DJ, put the music on repeat. Put your hand on your neck and bend to the side. Oh yeah, go down, oh yeah, go down, oh yeah, go back like you do reverse. Oh yeah, go down, oh yeah, go down, and go back like you do reverse. Covito, Covito on the, Covito on the beat. And listen, this your beat. Already on the microphone, you know that it's a hit. Na 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 na.
Laga Kamukula Acho me tizo for your mom. Stick to the ICO.
Savani music.
Nadu. The things they do me make I won't go down. Make a walk like we do or die. Bopana I go feel make a good girl go back. I say good girl come back. Bopana no work bele mommy makwemi malemi can't fair me or banu so. Wona ni no so no way allowed so say papa so Obana today me bet you with you today you go feel my thing batano no shona batano so no bana batano so ni magona batano ni mashona bani woju where your mommy bani woju say papa bani woju where your mommy today me bet you with you today you go feel my tino today.
Je suis dans le texte. Ah ouais. Ah ouais. T'es venu en boîte avec des meufs, on t'a recalé. Oh là là. Ni en tactile, ni en T9, zéro smiley. Non. J'suis pas des leurs, Robert Marley, Bobby. Comme un ever, comme jamais. J'suis dans le texte. J'suis dans le texte.
They are both internationally recognized actors, both world-class comedians, and both acclaimed all-round entertainers. Please join me. Now welcome your 2018 ADA hosts, Anna Mwalaho and Chief Obi to the stage.
Pull up. Ladies and gentlemen, I know New York, we can do better than that. Can we put our hands together? Yes. Thank you. That's more like it. When I heard I was coming to New York, when they said, Obi, you've been booked to come host ADA in New York, I expected energy. Can we put our hands together one more time?
Yes, please. Please. Is everybody feeling good? Well, good evening to all African kings, queens, and friends of the diaspora. My name is Anna Mwalaho.
And my name is Chief Obi Nkizuzunala Mbise 1. Cha Ibokwenu! Cha Ibokwenu. Cha Ibokwenu. Cha Ibokwenu. Thank you very much.
Why are you just putting Nigerians on the mark only? Can we say, if you know you are from Africa, can I hear yeah? If you know you are a friend of Africa, can I hear yeah?
If you know you have your green card, can I hear yeah?
Welcome to the 8th Annual African Diaspora Awards. As is customary, we would like to know where each of our brothers and sisters of the diaspora hail from. So are there any Ghanaians in the house? I'm not even going to call Nigerians. Are there any Kenyans in the house?
What about Cameroonians? 2.5 people. South Africa. Okay. Congo. Why did they park you people at the back there?
Senegal.
So it's just you and you're making all this noise. Where?
Liberia.
Liberia.
What about Gambia? Hey.
Ethiopia. Where? Ethiopia. Sudan.
I can represent all of them.
Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you. No, but seriously, it fails to amaze us to see how diverse the audience for ADA always turns out to be. And it's truly a beautiful sight to see such a mosaic of African culture in one room. Please, can we put our hands together for ourselves?
It is indeed. Tonight before us, we have an eclectic mix of people with many talents, which fits perfectly with our theme of the night, African Renaissance, Choose Your Tribe.
The Renaissance of the modern era is happening right before us in this community. We are thrilled to see that all of you are taking part in elevating to the next level. Choose your tribe, from Yoruba to Kikuyu. To our brothers and sisters across the West Indies, the African Renaissance is shining bright and it has only just begun.
Yes. So let us get the celebration underway and set the trend for African Renaissance.
You can participate by using tonight's hashtag ADA 2018. And our theme for the night is hashtag African Renaissance. For those of you that can't spell Renaissance,
please.
It's ROENOAISSANCE. Renaissance.
Hashtag. You have the hashtag?
Yeah. Hashtag ADA Choose Your Tribe.
Without further ado, welcome to the stage your first presenter, Liz Ngozi, who will be presenting this year's Community Impact Award. Please give her a big hand of applause for Miss Liz.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Are you having fun? How was the food? How was the wine? Do you have plenty of it? Okay, well, first of all, I was excited to see the AVO boys, and I had never heard of them before this event, and I was actually going to refer to them as the Avo boys, because I thought we're African, it's probably avocado, but I'm glad that someone told me they're the AVO boys. Let's give them a hand for doing a great job. Well, I'd like to welcome you as the chair of this event. I'm very excited to be here with all of you. I saw many of your faces during the reception. You all look really beautiful. I saw some exceptional outfits and some serious shoe game. There's one young woman who's wearing these velvet sort of fuchsia pumps. I complimented you. Are you here? Yeah, there you are. Very beautiful pumps. Anyway, let me go on and tell you a little bit about the organization, and then I'll go ahead and introduce the first honoree. I first met Debo Folorancho, the founder and CEO of Applause Africa magazine, almost a decade ago through an introduction by my cousin Busi Matsiko Andan, who will be presenting later this evening. And what I immediately discovered about him was his humility and his commitment to shining a spotlight on leaders in the African diaspora and making a difference both on the African continent and abroad. Very often, those of us of African descent complain about the limited narratives we repeatedly encounter about Africa related to poverty, disease, corruption, and all the negatives that are sadly prevalent around the world. However, very few of us use our platforms to add positive narratives. And not only have Debo and his team done so through their magazine, they've also created events such as this one that you're attending that are powerful platforms to enhance our community's image and celebrate those amongst us. This past year, Debo and his team made a very difficult decision to limit the production of their magazine, which I've got to tell you, a few years ago when I was in Barnes & Noble, when they still had those, I remember seeing the Applause Africa magazine there, and I was so proud. But they've decided to pivot, and he'll tell you a little bit more about it. But now what's come out of it is an organization that's a nonprofit named the Society for Africans in the Diaspora, or SAID. And basically, the aim of SAID is to educate the public regarding narratives, cultures, leadership, and contributions to our world. Additionally, SAID is committed to fostering mutual understanding and strengthening partnerships between people, leaders, and institutions in America and Africa. Knowing all of this, when Debo asked me to chair this evening's event, despite having a hectic schedule, I gladly accepted, not only because he and his team are awesome, they're awesome, but because the platform they've created resonates very deeply with me. I want to thank Debo and his team for this wonderful opportunity, acknowledge the contributions of our host committee, thank you to all of them, and congratulate all of tonight's distinguished honorees. They've been making an impact on this world through their efforts over years and even decades. And we gratefully acknowledge these efforts on this very special evening. Please give everyone a round of applause. So, one of my very, very favorite African proverbs, and African because I don't know the specific country, not because I think Africa is a country, states that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. Our first honoree is someone who, Lisa Israf, is someone who I've known for many, many years. We've collaborated together on many occasions, and I've observed how she and her husband David have made a significant impact through the work of the Israf Family Foundation, or IFF, that they co-founded. IFF partners with community-based organizations to help improve the quality of life of children and their communities. As IFF's executive director, Lisa has been instrumental in providing funding and advisory support to organizations and in nurturing young leaders who share her goal of enriching lives. Her efforts have benefited youth in South Africa, Eastern Africa, Israel, and right here in New York City. One of the ways she's been successful in providing better funding is through an initiative that they created with other organizations named the Tri-State Area Africa Funders Network that brings together Africa-focused funders. Hear me? Africa-focused funders. So those of you who have nonprofits, listen to this carefully, and connects them with nonprofits that share their goals. Through the We Are Wise network that they've created, Lisa, her team at IFF, and their partners support extraordinary women who are leaders in the social sector with the know-how to generate attention and funds for their causes. Lisa also serves on numerous boards, including the advisory boards of the African Leadership Academy and Africa Tikkun. The African Renaissance that we're experiencing owes its success to stakeholders such as Lisa Israf, who have an unrelenting will to see children in Africa thriving and grow. Please give a very, very, very warm welcome to this Renaissance woman, this year's Community Impact Award recipient, Mrs. Lisa Israf, who's also a major, major part of my tribe, a dear friend of mine, and someone who I consider to be a mentor. Where do we go for the photo? Where's the photo?
As Liz said, if you want to go far, you have to go together. I accepting this award on stage together with some friends of mine. So please join me. Thank you. Good evening. Can we try that again? Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm here to accept this prestigious award on behalf of the Israel Family Foundation. I am grateful to my husband, my family, and my team for their unwavering support. As I think about the world and contemplate the theme of this evening's gathering, it strikes me that now is the time to create space for conversations and to open dialogues, starting with members of our own tribes, those into which we were born. Often these are the most difficult conversations. We tend to excuse the behavior and cultural norms of those we know and love, even when they conflict with our values or when we disagree with them. Now is the time to lean into and open spaces for those dialogues, perhaps bolstered by the conversations we have with the tribes we choose, the people we intentionally bring into our lives, and the communities we intentionally create, based on a shared vision of the world and values which align around common notions of equity and justice. I am extraordinarily fortunate, first, to have been selected for this incredible honor. Thank you so much to the board, the organizing committee, and Madam Chairlady for presenting me with this award. But also, I am extraordinarily fortunate because my community includes members like those accompanying me on this stage, people from whom I continue to learn, people who continue to challenge and inspire me to work towards creating a shared African vision. I am thrilled to have them have the opportunity to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Lisa. My name is Cynthia Akuze. I'm from Tanzania, which was not mentioned earlier. There's at least 2 of us here from Tanzania. Thank you. Not to mention the fact that our national language is also the language of the continent. But I am just really honored to be here as one of Lisa's tribe members. Lisa has a particular skill in creating communities. And the community through which I met Lisa was mentioned earlier, the Tri-State Africa Funders Community. I work in human rights, particularly women's rights and philanthropy. And Lisa saw me at an event last year, and she actively sought me out to find out a little bit more about me, and then actively started bringing me into a community that she has been instrumental in creating, the Tri-State Africa Funders Community. So she has a lot of philanthropy experience and began meeting people in the Tri-State area in which we live who are interested in funding in Africa, and has gone on in the past 3 years to create an incredible community of small family foundations and individuals who are very much interested in Africa's development and social change in Africa. And that is how I have become a member of one of Lisa's many communities. Congratulations, Lisa.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to attend the 8th Annual African Diaspora Awards, and thank you so much for the invitation and to join you, Lisa. I'm Takani. I represent the humanitarian intervention community. I work in international programs with International Rescue Committee. I'm also a member of the We Are Wise Cohort 3, and recently completed the annual board training sponsored by the Israel Family Foundation. The board training provides participants an opportunity to further actualize on both their skills and experience, contributing to the capacity of community-based organizations to deliver for others. I think it's truly a testament of Lisa's values. The board training demonstrates her commitment to diverse voices and inclusive management within senior levels of philanthropic organizations, but also community-based organizations. On a personal note, it's granted me the confidence to pursue opportunities at board level, but also to negotiate the terms of that participation. With that, I thank you again for the opportunity. It's an honor to celebrate this evening with Lisa and the work of the East Roth Family Foundation. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mel Okudo. I grew up in Kenya. I now live here, work in the financial services industry, and it is an honor and a privilege to be in such a highly energetic, celebratory atmosphere with you all. My connection to IFF and Lisa is that we serve jointly on the board of a nonprofit organization in Kenya that looks to mentor young people to become entrepreneurs with the goal of helping them provide jobs. The statistics, as all of you are very much aware of, are depressing. Something like only 10% of the university graduates who graduate from university in Kenya are able to find jobs. A number of them remain jobless 4 years after graduation. And so Ongoza, the organization whose board I serve on, was founded to address this problem, to help create jobs. Lisa and the IFF have been instrumental in helping this organization grow. Lisa recruited me to join the board at the very beginning, about 4 years ago, and it grew from nothing to an organization that is on track to serve about 80 entrepreneurs this year and up to 300 entrepreneurs by 2020. Any one of you who has been involved in a startup organization, particularly anything that's being done on the ground in Africa, understands how difficult it is to get stuff going. And to me, it is a testament to the support that IFF has had, the steadfast support that they've had that has enabled Ongoza and a number of other organizations to grow to where they are today. On a personal note, it's been a great journey serving on a board. If there are any of you who have not had the opportunity to do that, highly encourage you to do it. It's been a great opportunity to grow personally and professionally as well, and to find a tribe, a community of people whose company I enjoy, the ideas that we trade. And so I'm very happy to be here today and very happy to help celebrate IFF's success.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jerry Ann Heath Chiume. I am from Jamaica. Can I get some shout outs? I'll keep my remarks very brief, but I just want to first and foremost congratulate Lisa on this well-deserved award. I'd also like to extend that congratulations to her husband, David, co-founder of the foundation, as well as her team members, Gabi and Murley and Faulkner, and a number of other team members who may not be here tonight, but really who have helped to create this wonderful community that the Ishraw Family Foundation represents. I think the fact that Lisa has invited us as individual members of her various networks to be here tonight and to accept this award alongside her really just is a testament to who she is as a person and to what she and her organization represents. So I think this is what community looks like and what a tribe looks like. So congratulations to you, Lisa. The Ishraw Family Foundation has a wonderful website where you can read about all the wonderful programs that we have been talking about tonight. We Are Wise, community conversations, which bring together women leaders on a quarterly basis to share stories, exchange ideas. So learn more. And once again, congratulations to Lisa and your team.
So of course, I've got to give her her award.
To introduce the Advocate of the Year Award, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Ayofemi Kirby.
Hola, she's a million, say.
Mastercraft on the beat.
Mastercraft on the thing you see now. If I buy you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Good evening. My name is Ayofemi Kirby, and I am the communications manager here at the Schomburg Center. A little about us, because many people may not know, but we're home to 11 million items capturing the history and culture of the global Black diaspora. So the atrium that you entered in from, Langston Hughes, is actually buried there. We have programming, exhibitions, art artifacts, books, all available for free to you with your library card. So thank you for being here tonight, and please do come back and see us. That's for the Schomburg Center. It is my honor this evening to introduce the honoree for the Advocate of the Year Award. Most of us don't picture a room that looks like this when we think of Silicon Valley. A recent CNN report on 20 of the leading tech companies show less than 10% of their workforce being of African descent or of African American descent. This next honoree didn't see that as something that needed to be fixed by assimilating into that culture. Instead, he created his own culture. This honoree created his own version of Silicon Valley and named it Silicon Harlem, an innovation and technology hub aimed at transitioning urban markets into the new hotbed for technology and education. In 2014, Clayton Banks founded Silicon Harlem and has since been able to partner with the New York City Department of Education to produce an after-school program geared toward developing the minds of young urban tech geniuses. This after-school program, the APPS Youth Leadership Academy, has to date enrolled over 300 inner-city youth into their program, with 100% of their seniors continuing into post-secondary education. From providing reliable internet to Harlem and Upper Manhattan, to connecting the youth of today to the tech industry of the future, this entrepreneur has been a true advocate for tapping into the potential, overlooked potential, and often undervalued potential of young African Americans and inner city youth. Please put your hands together in welcoming and congratulating Mr. Clayton Banks, our Advocate of the Year awardee, to the stage.
It's good to be in Harlem, right? It's good to be in Harlem. It's good to have everyone here in Harlem. It's wonderful. This is where we founded our company, and it is a tribe of us. And I do want to acknowledge my co-founder who is here, Bruce Lincoln. I've got some great friends and supporters, Howard and Fred, and of course my lovely wife is here, Susan Banks, sitting in the front. So it's quite the honor, actually. I know a few of my friends have actually been in these award shows in the past, and it's just humbling for me to not only follow some of those great personalities that have been here, but just to be among people that have the same values, are looking for the same outcomes that I'm looking for, that my company is looking for. And there's nothing like being recognized right here in Harlem, where I try to root myself. I bought my very first home in Harlem. So this is very meaningful to me, and I want to thank all of those, Debos and Michelle and all of those who pull this ADA together. None of us are going to get here by ourselves. I don't have memorized a bunch of African Proverbs, but I do know that. And by the way, the last group had a lot more minutes than I was told 2 minutes. What was that about? Let me get my Harlem tribe all up here and let's see what happens. We always got something to say. I just want to also say that, you know, for me, being recognized for advocacy couldn't mean more. You know, I think about the fact that this is celebrating the 100th year of Madiba, and I really am impressed with South Africa and everything they're doing in his honor. And no one was probably better at defining the idea of advocacy. The man literally would say, and I don't have the exact quote, but I know before he went into when they made the sentence for him to go into jail, he made the point that he would rather die for the things that he believed in. And what he believed in was fairness, was opportunity for all, and ensuring that all of us are connected. So I build on that. It's a baton that I look at and I say, I want to take the baton from here, and I want to make sure that I'm passing it on to the next generation as well. So for me, what that means is there's nothing more important in our world right now than connectivity. There's nothing more important that we have connectivity in our homes and that we're utilizing it to help our families. There's studies after studies that talk about your revenue, your income in your household can be lifted $500 a month just going from no connectivity to a broadband connectivity. That's important, people. In Harlem, 40% of homes do not have broadband in the home. It's not because of access, it's because of cost. So the reason why we wanted to activate so passionately and why we are so dedicated is because that is a recipe for leaving people behind. When people do not have access in the home, what do the kids do? They have to go to a Starbucks or a library to try to get their homework done. There's something wrong with us when we let that happen. So Silicon Harlem is built to bridge that gap. It's built to build not only the educational gap, but you'll see that it has an impact on your health. And even when I've been able to travel most of the world and try to bring our methodology to places like Cuba, like Panama, even Jamaica, and next year I'm actually going to Johannesburg. So the whole idea is we've got to make this a worldwide movement. We are moving into what we call the fourth industrial revolution. We have a small window here to do what my co-founder often says, let's make infrastructure for equity. And infrastructure is no longer just streets, bridges, and tunnels. Infrastructure also includes technology, broadband, the Internet of Things. All of this is going to either bring us together or create another what we call digital divide. So the main ingredients to create divides is people don't know about something or it's too expensive to get or acquire. In this room tonight, listening to my voice, you do not have an excuse from this point on to say you don't know about it. Because what I'm telling you is absolutely critical. The next generation, and in fact this fourth industrial revolution, will require everyone to be connected, and more importantly, everything will be connected. So you hear about these interesting buzzwords like driverless cars, sensors everywhere. That's real. And here's where you can fall behind. If you're not on top of this type of technology and innovation, if you're not involved in this technology and innovation, your community, your household, your city, your country, your continent can be left behind. And I can't stand here and let that happen. And I start with Harlem. What we've been able to do is we've been able to create a movement by galvanizing the community. The community drives the electives. So the electives have to come talk to us. So we get a seat at the table now. I sit on the mayor's broadband tech committee. So we're actually able to say and have a voice at that table. And more importantly, we've been able to attract resources into Harlem, and we're replicating this all around the country, where we, to this date, have attracted over $50 million into Harlem for advanced research and test bedding, so this community will never, ever trail behind in technology again. We will be the leading community in this country for advanced technology that you're seeing coming about now. Let me wrap up my comments by simply saying this. What I've come to realize is that advocacy is at the core of movement. We can sit back and be complacent. We can be quite happy just where we are. But there are plenty of people that have major needs in this country and all around the world. And it's the silent voice that hurts them the most. So some of us have to be on the forefront, willing to take the hit and advocate for those who are the least of us. And I guarantee you this one thing. If we do the right thing, if we do the best we can for the least of us, I guarantee you it benefits the rest of us. Thank you very much.
To introduce the Friends of Africa Award, welcome to the stage your next presenters, representing the ABS show.
Holy fire, holy water, holy money, only money, only money, only money. We are woody fire, woody thunder, only money, only money, only money.
Hey, New York City, how you doing? Okay, we're representing Africa. I am here with Africa. Somebody turn down my mic. I'm here with African Blog Say. So before I start with my ABS family, you guys are at my home, the Schomburg Center. I am the special events manager here at the Schomburg Center, and I went to the awards last year. And I talked to the universe and said, universe, this award needs to be here in Harlem, where Africans are here. Okay? Nowhere else should you have the ADAs. And you know what? ADA is here. So I don't know when you were outside during reception, while you were on that beautiful mosaic, that is Langston Hughes' ashes that you were upon. Langston Hughes' ashes are rested here because he wants to be celebrated. He wants to be surrounded by powerful people who are doing the work. So the Schomburg Center houses over 11 million pieces of everything in the Black diaspora under the Black global experience. So anything from arts and artifacts to rare books and manuscript to everything in the diaspora is here at the Schomburg Center. And I just want to welcome you here to the Schomburg Center. Without further ado, I'm Aisha Diori, but they call me Glitterati, and I'm on the ABS show as one of the hosts. This is my ABS family. Okay, go ahead, introduce yourselves.
I'm Yazzie. I'm Debbie, aka Miss Spitfire.
I'm the money man, but not with a lot of money.
And I am Charlie Dior, one of the co-hosts of the ABS show. And if you don't know what the ABS show is, it's a great fun show created by an African for Africans. So we talk about everything, your favorite celebrities and what they're doing, hot, juicy topics, you know, royal celebrities, who's sleeping with who. But we also get serious. We talk about political issues, healthcare issues in Africa. And you can check us out on YouTube. Just type in Mina TV. And all our shows are going to come up, okay? And if you're in Cameroon, we're also on STV as well. All right, on Cameroon. All right, so we are here to present the Friend of Africa Award. While there's much to be said about the players and actors within the African Renaissance movement, we would be remiss to not give acknowledgement to our allies and friends of Africa who stand by us and work with us in enriching the lives of Africans everywhere.
The Friend of Africa Award goes to the King Baudouin Foundation of the United States, which is a Belgium-based organization with a branch right here in New York City.
KBF US for short is a public charity organization that promotes charitable giving to Europe and Africa and allows for organizations within those continents to raise funds in the United States.
As an independent, pluralistic foundation, the King Baudouin Foundation has led many philanthropic missions and has been the catalyst in providing over $44 million in support to over 200 individuals and 2,000 organizations.
Can we get a hand for that?
Yes.
Can we get a hand for that? Okay. This much needed funding that KBF provides flows into areas that tackle issues such as health, poverty, development, and civic engagement, to name a few. Without their efforts, it's unknown how many lives would be adversely affected today. Their engagement cannot be understated and needs to be revered.
As an important ally in the fight for global human rights and philanthropy, and y'all know some of our leaders are not doing this, okay? It is with great honor that we present to you the King Baudouin Foundation this year's Friends of Africa Award. Please welcome to KBF's Executive Director, Jean-Paul Wammers, to the stage.
Give it up for them! Give it up! Give it up! We have to continue doing this work. We have to honor people that are doing this work, and we have to do this work as well. I know you guys can clap a little louder,
Oh,
right? I know you
let's
can clap
hear
a
it.
little louder.
Yes.
We're Africans, make some noise. Exactly.
Yes.
Well, we were given 4 minutes, but I'm going to do it in less than 2. Good evening, everyone. My executive director, Jean-Paul, and I are thrilled to be here this evening. On behalf of the King Baudouin Foundation United States, thank you to the Society for Africans in the Diaspora. King B partners with and elevates the profile of African-led organizations working on the continent. Many of these organizations are not known to most Americans, but they may be known to you. They're the hospitals that provide free health care, like the Magdi Yacoub Heart Foundation in Egypt. They're the activist groups fighting for the rights of our LGBTQI family members, such as the Other Foundation in South Africa. Even contemporary art spaces, including the 32 Degrees East Ugandan Arts Trust. These are the organizations that stay and do the work no matter the conditions on the ground, even when those conditions compel the expat community to flee. Diaspora communities in the tri-state area, in California, Cali, in Texas, and all throughout the United States donate through King B because they know their gifts are going to go to the organizations their hearts hold closest. Like in the Sudan, like in Tunisia, like in Nigeria, all throughout the continent. King Baudouin Foundation United States is humbled to be able to share this honor tonight and to share the stage with the visionaries, philanthropists, scholars that are being recognized here on stage and of course are in the audience. And thank you for this recognition.
My colleague Hafiza is way much better speaker than I am. You notice it now, you know. They say that I have other talents. But I just want to add a brief thank you as well to the Society for Africans in the Diaspora. So thank you so much, and we're very proud and humbled by the award. Thank you. Another picture?
Another picture. Dance, make a dance. Give me love, make a love. There's no other one above.
Damn, fresh on the bit. Shawty want $1 million. Say make a wire. Told me to wanna cover my girl. He say all our friends are living la vida loca. And if I'm me, my lover. Yeah, you for there for me. You for there.
Big hand to all those wonderful awards. Can you please hear a big hand to all of them, please? Chief Obi, are you a chief or you are just using that word?
No, see, you cannot talk to a chief like that.
Ah!
I'm a chief in Imo State.
Imo State. You know, chief, they do magic. Can you do magic?
Where did you hear that from? Who have you been talking to?
Hey!
No, see, I'm a chief in America. If magic works is in the places it works, this is America. Science now waiting they work for here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2018 has been a big year for children of the African diaspora, from music to movies.
Yes, especially like Malik Berry's Control. But I don't like that song. Like Wizkid's Soccer. Like, what's that guy's name? Chief Obi's Kweku. You know?
Can I even put my own plug? My CD for children, Shukrani. It made it for the first round of the Grammys, my friend.
Thank you.
The list of songs we could mention would take all night. For movies, though, Black Panther made waves around the world.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Can we just say welcome to Wakanda? Can we hear that? Welcome to Wakanda?
But I want to ask you one question.
Yes.
How close do you think we are from like a real life Wakanda?
You know, let me tell you something. You know, the first time I came to America, I felt like Queen of Wakanda coming to America.
Tell them.
I'm telling you, I was decked up. I was decked up with my gele and my kitenge, only to realize that there was no one to pick me at the airport. It was just going to be me and my suitcase.
At least your own is okay. You people don't want to hear my story. When I came, don't worry, leave this story. When I came to America, I landed in IAD, Washington dollars. At least she came with her full African kitenge. I wanted to form Americana. If you see the jeans I was wearing, it can fit me, fit you. Big jeans. Then the jacket, because it was cold, I came January 11th. I can't forget that date. It's like my birthday. You don't know how serious it is to come to America. My jacket, you know that Michelin man, that man in Michelin. That kind of jacket. The jacket will fit me. It will fit you.
Yes.
If it will fit the last people that just received award.
It is called...
and there will be space for the board members of this show.
Hey, there is a term for that jacket. I forget, is it all you can wear or all you can fit?
No, but seriously, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for yourselves for coming out tonight.
Yes. But you see, we have come a long, long way from all that. And with the kind of talent that we have tonight, we are one step closer to Wakanda, if not being there already.
Well, let the African Renaissance continue.
In keeping with the theme of our African Renaissance, it is time we celebrate some of the best news that came out of Africa this year. For example, did you know that the 2018 Winter Olympics had record attendance of African countries? With 8 nations joining the fold, it doesn't even snow in these countries. But did you see the Nigerian sisters, the one that were doing that thing called the bobsled? Even I personally, I was very proud.
Nigerians are too much.
Yeah, too much.
Nigeria kwanu.
But
Nigeria kwanu.
But it was not only Nigerians who were present.
I'm Nigerian. Represent your own people. Let me represent my people. Abi,
your people are my people.
Hey, it's okay. One Africa. So let me ask a question. Does anyone in the audience know, like, who can name the 8 countries that were at the Winter Olympics?
That were at the Winter Olympics, yes.
Did you say Uganda? Ghana.
Ghana, you're right.
I mean, of course. Where else?
Exactly.
Kenya.
You cannot forget Kenya.
Kenya. Where? Did you say Sudan? Did you say France? Come. No, we need to share map. Somebody should bring map to share to some people here. Which other place?
Did she say Dubai?
No, she said Uganda.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to say no because Morocco was there. Anybody else? Where? Yes, Madagascar. One more.
Yes. Hey, there you go. Yes, I think they named all of them Morocco and South Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 2018 was a big year of growth as well. Did you know that 6 of the world's 10 fastest growing economies are located in Africa? Who told you Ghana is number 1? Long life and prosperity.
Yes.
Clap, clap, it's free, clap.
Is somebody else coming in? No. And an exit. Let me come back again. Oh, I'll do that again.
When I come through, they know we survive, so they turn up all eyes on me now. So many things to fit to do with your magic, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and provide a warm welcome by putting your hands together for our next performer, Fiki. Big hand to Miss Fiki.
What's going on, African Diaspora Awards? You guys all right? Nice. Where you been all my life? I've been looking for you, ooh, you just my type. Where you been? Where you been? Where you been all my Is you high? Is you drunk? Is you stupid? Is you blind? Is you mad? I might lose it. When that cat got your tongue, you be quiet. But right now, you got nerve, I don't like it. Wahala, don't talk to me. You're reckless, no, I won't compete. I say lie and talk is cheap. Don't lose your mind, I set you free. Hey, I got ya, love ya. Don't be acting like you don't know, you know I got it. I got your love ya. Don't be acting like you don't know, you know I got it. You think I'm used to you spending and all that sweet whining and dining, but who's loving who tonight? Huh? Tell me. Huh? Who's loving who tonight? Yeah, you guys real quiet, yeah. Hey! Take your pride, wash it down with your ego. When you look up at me, call me hero. I'm away in a line, don't do seconds. Screw it up, promise you will regret it. Wahala, don't talk to me. You're reckless, no, I won't compete. I say lie and talk is cheap. Don't lose your mind, I set you free. Hey, I got your love, yeah. Don't be acting like you don't know, you know I got it. Hey, I got your love, yeah. Don't be acting like you don't know, you know I got it. You think I'm used to you spending and all that sweet whining and dining, but who's loving who tonight? Huh? African Diaspora Awards, tell me, who's loving who tonight? You know what, you guys real quiet. I want to see everybody's hands up like this.
Make some noise for Fiki one time.
Let's go. Go. Hands up. Go. Hey, you hands up. Go. There we
Right
go.
now, I want to see everybody put their hands up right now for Fiki one time.
Niger to Philly, from Philly to New York. Go.
Oh yeah, give that.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's the 2018 African Diaspora Awards.
Ghana girl say she want marry me, yo. I hope that she sabi kuku wache. Hope your love go sweet past the she done. Baby girl, I say.
Africans everywhere are reaching new heights and achievements, ladies and gentlemen. And so here to present another achievement are our presenters of the Company of the Year Award. In person, Lisa Miranda.
Good evening, Harlem World. Hi, Africa. I am so honored to be here. Everyone looks so beautiful. Yes. And I want to talk about two brothers from Guinea who are bringing the taste of Africa, ginger juice, to America. So we have the Jinjan brothers, Ibrahim and Mohamed Diallo. And these two gentlemen from Guinea have started creating these ginger-based drinks that are being sold in New York and expanding all over the United States. They've won the FedEx Small Business Award, and they've been recognized for their global operations by Amazon. So please join me and applaud the two amazing brothers, Ibrahim and Mohamed Diallo.
Hello, everyone. Unfortunately, my brother couldn't be here with us tonight. He had to travel, and we made those plans prior to knowing we'd be here. So you'll excuse his absence, please. It is an honor and a great privilege for me to be here to receive this award on behalf of my team. It's proof that someone is watching what we're doing, and it validates the work we're doing. So thank you for that. When we first envisioned to launch this business, we actually wanted to do it in Africa. But show of hands, how many people in here have, said that they'd move back to Africa over the last 10 years to start something or to just move back in general, right? So we realized that we had something here, we have a community here, and we can start it here, and over time take it back to the continent. And the reason why, in the spirit of this year's theme, right, the African diaspora, one of the quotes that's been oft repeated by a few folks up here, the fact that if you want to go fast, you can go alone, but if you want to go far, go together, is it's actually a quote we have on our product, on our bottle, on our ginger juice. So I was very happy to hear you repeat it up here. And it took when we launched the business, we bootstrapped it, and we had a couple of very brave backers that helped us get it off the ground and get it up to where it is today. We've come a long way. We've achieved, quite a bit and built a good foundation for ourselves. Mainly, we distribute it in Whole Foods today. We started in one store. Thank you. Then we expanded into all of New York City and Long Island. We launch in Westchester next month. We launch with Fresh Direct, and in a couple of weeks, we'll be launching with Walmart's online grocery chain, Jet.com. Right? So it's a lot to be excited about. We have distributors knocking on our doors from Canada, from Sweden, and from Hong Kong. But in order for us to take advantage of all these opportunities, we need more capital, right? And while I'm up here, and since I have your attention, I figured I'll take this opportunity to share that with you. We launched an equity crowdfunding campaign to raise $1 million. That's live right now. You can check it out on Drink Jinjan. That's drink, GINJAN.com/invest. You'll get all the details that I don't have the chance to share with you here tonight, and hopefully you'll be able to join our tribe and come build with us. Thank you for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your presenter of the Face of Change Award, Julie Bolt.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Hello. I'm beyond honored to be here to present a gift to a childhood friend of mine from the United Nations International School. My dear friend is the CEO of the Nascimento Family Foundation, and she is an artist and a photographer. I want to share with you a few tales and some information about my friend, who is the Face of Change nominee. I'm sorry, guys. The Face of Change was created for those of us who strive through actions and intentions to make the world a better place for everyone. The honoree understands that not only can sports foster friendly competition, but they can also be a deliberate tool to bridge the gaps between people. Nelson Mandela once said, "Sports has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else can. It speaks to youth in a language that they understand. Sports can create hope where there once was only despair." Kelly Nascimento de Luca has made this her mantra. With this philosophy, Kelly Nascimento de Luca and her family, their father, the Brazilian soccer legend Pelé, guys, they set up the Nascimento Family Foundation. The Nascimento Foundation aims to raise capital to support organizations who use soccer to create understanding. And one thing Kelly has done, she has been making a documentary to support girls doing sports. And she's been traveling around the world doing this. She also produces films. One was The Real Pele. So Kelly is not only the face of change for marginalized groups, but she also raised awareness to others who've been ignorant. And obviously, we're so proud of Kelly. So please welcome her to the stage. Thank you, Kelly, for being the face of change.
Natalie, can you come up with her too so we can have a unit? We all went to school together. So.
Hi. Thank you, guys. Oh, did we take a picture first? Picture first?
Attention, baby, can I get attention? I want you, now you know say me, I want you. See, it's too fine, eh? You see, I said the value your face, I'm falling. Yes, me, I don't mind it. The same make us get there, we'll be balling. Oh, yeah, baby, Farah Maleo. So, mommy, what you call a eh? But so, mommy, check a Farah Corao. So, mommy, what you call a eh? So, me say, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. So, me say, give it to me, give it to me. Baby, 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 give it to me.
Thank you so much. This is under 4 minutes. I talk really fast. So I wanted to say thank you very much. When Liz told me about this and she asked if it was okay if she nominated me, I thought, well, I feel really weird getting an award for just living my best life. And she said, well, isn't that what it's supposed to be all about? And I was like, okay, yeah. So just quickly, why do those things go together, right? I'm co-directing and producing a documentary on women's football. And it's basically a love letter to women athletes, but it's called Warriors of a Beautiful Game. And when we release this documentary this summer at the Women's World Cup in France, it'll roll out a social impact campaign. And we'll be joined by brands and corporations that will raise money to drive impact to grassroots organizations that use soccer, football, to help girls. And why is this important? Why is this so incredible and incredibly important in sustaining meaningful peace? Because one of the greatest barriers to global peace is gender inequality. This is something that is, I'm not saying it's new here. Our last 4 presidents, and I start with Obama and go back, agreed on nothing, but they agreed. They agreed on one thing, that in order for us to survive, basically, we needed to bring women to the table, to have more women making foreign policy decisions and writing legislature all over the world, not just here. So even the Bushes, Laura and George Bush, formed the Afghan Women's Foundation to educate Afghan women, because he said that what he learned from his administration is that when boys are young men, they defer to their mothers. And if their mothers aren't educated, they defer to the fathers. So it's really super important. And to empower and educate young girls and women, we need to give them confidence and tools they'll need to overcome sometimes the almost unsurmountable barriers they'll have to face. 90% of the women in the Forbes 500 played team sports in college. So team sport teaches you that you cannot succeed unless all of you are at the top of your game. If one of you is not, the rest of you have to bring you up. But more importantly, and there are a million other things, it teaches you to fail and fail and fail and fail again and still pick yourself up and reconfigure and try with passion. The majority of the countries in the world, girls are discouraged or prohibited from playing team sports. And what's another name for team? Tribe, right? So for these girls, that there are so many disadvantages from day one, we may not be able to fix a lot of problems, or they may take forever, but some are super simple. We can help them build their tribes. And that's what we're trying to do. So I've had a chance lately to fly across the entire world and meet amazing people. And I refer to them as my unicorns. And I tell people that I want to be like this big ball of Velcro. And I just want to roll around the world like, attaching unicorns and building this huge, amazing, freaking, unbelievable tribe. And these women that were here on stage with me were actually they were part of the original tribe after your parents that you actually choose. And they were part of the original tribe. And this tribe taught me that we had global responsibility, right? If the UN school taught us anything, is that the world is super tiny and that we are all responsible for each other. So I wanted to thank you again. I wanted to tell you, if any of you have a grassroots organization that you know in your country or anybody's country that helps girls through soccer, through football, through actually any sport, find me. If you have a corporation or a brand and you want to help girls through sport, find me. Thank you very much. And now I was going to quote that Mandela quote that they used, so I'm going to say goodnight now. Thank you.
Coming to the stage are your next presenters for the Governance and Civil Leadership of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mariama Keita and for Maud Kone.
Good evening. So I am so excited to present this award to a champion of governance and public service. Charles Fall, he is this Muslim American honoree who is a young trailblazer in the political arena. He's a civic leader who is and has become the first Muslim and African American, which I must add, Guinean as well, American. From Staten Island to hold New York's 61st Assembly seat in the North Shore Democratic primary.
Charles Fall won the seat in a very decisive victory over his two other opponents this September. He often reiterated that what we needed in politics was result and not rhetoric.
He has surely shown the actions speak louder than words. Mr. Fall has contributed to initiatives such as universal pre-kindergarten and paid sick leave, which has offered relief to countless families.
This outstanding young man already has a lot of responsibility and is the chief of staff of the city agency that oversees thousands of acres of land in Staten Island and over 50 capital projects worth nearly $100 million. Yeah, please.
So Charles Fall is truly an embodiment of not only an emerging African Renaissance, but the American dream. His parents came from humble beginnings after migrating from Guinea-Conakry in the 1980s. And Mr. Fall, who was only 29 years old and of formidable stature, literally and metaphorically, stands above all the rest as this year's honoree for the Governance and Civic Leadership Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us to welcome this young dynamic man, Charles Fall, please.
Perks of being tall. Good evening, everybody.
First, I want to thank Mariama and Famoud for those kind words and that wonderful introduction. I also want to thank the society for all that they do, highlighting the amazing work that our brothers and sisters are doing. I also want to congratulate all of the honorees. It is really an honor to be here and to accept this award. I'm really humbled by it. This last election was incredibly historic on Staten Island. Staten Island, for those, thank you. Staten Island, for those of you that don't know, is not part of New Jersey. It is part of the 5 boroughs of New York City, right? So I'm doing my best to change that notion. But when you think about like a lot of the issues that are going on right here in our city, in our community, in our nation, right? It makes it even more so important why we need to be more involved civically, right? During my campaign, it was unprecedented victory, right? We had a really good turnout. That's something we really want to build off of. And the average age of folks on my team was age 22, right? So I'm really big on cultivating the next generation, making sure that we're getting more of those young folks involved. Because when you have, thank you, when you have an administration that we have in Washington that's separating kids from their parents at the borders, or that's saying that we should have a Muslim ban, that's a problem. And if we don't voice our opinions at the poll booths, we're not going to see any change, and that's why it's incredibly important that we do get more involved and encourage our brothers and sisters to be more engaged and involved in our community. And again, thank you so much for this recognition. I really appreciate it. God bless. Thank you.
Yeah, star boy day for you. Star boy day for you. Baby girl, you find yourself though. Girl, you make my head red though. Anytime you know they close to me, yeah. Baby girl, now you.
Are we having a good time tonight? If you're having a good time, say yeah. People in front, people are not saying anything. If you're having a good time, say yeah. I want to ask you people now. I want to find out if people are paying attention. Who can tell me the name of my co-host? No, her name is not Kenya. Calm down. Anna who? Come and say it on the microphone. No, seriously, we want to hear you say it. Malawi. No, you are getting it right, but I want you to say it on the microphone so people can. Can you guys hear her?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Is she?
What's going on?
I asked somebody to pronounce your last name, and
Yes.
she was saying something like Malawi. I'm not sure. So I want you to hear her now and tell us if that's really your last name. What's her name again? Anna who? Anna Malado. This one I say Malado. Which?
Somebody there.
Somebody.
Let me tell you something.
The person got it right.
Yeah, almost right. Can I tell you a story?
You like stories,
Can I just tell you a short story?
Tell me.
One day, I was working somewhere. I picked up the phone. I said to this lady, yes, can I help you? This lady said, can I speak to somebody who speaks English?
Jesus.
You know?
So what did you now do? What did you do after that?
Tell you what I did. So I said, I went to my boss. I said, boss, you can fire me today. I have had it. He said, Anna, you just don't pay attention to what they are doing. You just keep doing your job.
Yes.
So you know what I did, Chief?
What?
I said, maybe I need to learn the American accent.
Okay.
I bought this book called Learning the American Accent.
Oh, you bought it? I downloaded the book.
Let me tell you, I tried, and the only thing I got right was, what you gonna do? Because you know what I waited? Because this is what I said. If you cannot say my name right, moi la ro, you have no right to tell me to say water if I know it as water.
Anna, can you give us one more American accent?
Chai! You are killing me now. Even now, you see, even my water is coming through. American accent. I don't have.
No, seriously, let me tell you. I let my American accent the day I got pulled over. When you are in do or die situations,
Yes.
the way American accents will come to your head. Seriously, this year, October 1st, how many of you went to the Niger parade? You were. I was there. I was making noise. I was saying Niger for life, Nigeria till I die. I don't know. They had immigration people. I don't know. They had immigration people stationed in different places. If you see me, green, white, green, everything, shoe, green, white. I was rapping my country.
Evidence.
Next thing, one man that was wearing black and black came to me. He said, "Excuse me, sir, are you Nigerian?" I said, "Can't you see my outfit? Nigerian till I die." The man said, "Are you sure you're Nigerian?" I said, "If you ask me, I'll fight you. I am Nigerian to the core. What do you want?" Yes. The man said, "Oh, I'm asking because we're deporting Nigerians today." As soon as I heard that, I said, excuse me, dog. What you mean, man?" Hey, chill out, dude. I'm American, cuz. Trust me, you don't want to be in that situation. Are we ready?
Are they ready?
Oh, we're not ready. Well, have you people realized that here in America, the festive season is coming, Christmas?
I tell you.
I'm happy. Children are happy. Children over here in America, they are happy for who? Santa.
Father Christmas.
No. No, please don't insult America. Children here are expecting Santa Claus. In Africa. Children are waiting for Father Christmas.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Do you know the difference?
No.
Santa Claus is fat. He has weight. You can tell he has money to share. Have you seen Father Christmas before? His red and red is not his size. It's a big past them.
Father Christmas bear gifts.
No, there's difference between gift and present. Okay, we are ready.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be back. Big hand to all of you for doing a wonderful job.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 2018 African Diaspora Awards. And so, would like to invite our next presenters to present the Scholar of the Year Award. Please put your hands together for Uwa Mercy and Chinwe Esimai.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Are we good? Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're both very excited to be presenting this award as current educators and former educator. So we're really excited to be presenting this award today. Okay, so it's always important to understand where you come from as a people, particularly as it relates to tradition. From an educator standpoint, there's still so much to be learned from people like us from the diaspora.
I am thrilled to co-present this award tonight to Professor Olukwono. I had the opportunity to meet him and his beautiful daughters earlier, and I'm convinced that this award could not be going to a more deserving individual. I'm also a graduate of Harvard Law School, and I've committed myself to inspiring immigrant women in the US, so his message and his body of work is particularly interesting to me. Professor Olukwono has found inspiration in this gap of knowledge and has sought to bridge that gap and to tackle the study of religious practices of the over 1 million Africans who have migrated to the United States over the last 40 years.
Dr. Jacob Olukpana is a leading scholar of indigenous African religions here in the United States. He is a current professor at Harvard and a former professor at the University of California, Davis. He got his early academic career started with a BA from the University of Nigeria before coming to America, where he further obtained a master's and subsequently a PhD from Boston University.
Dr. Jacob Olukpana has been examining several religious populations that are relatively without recognition here in the United States. This includes such groups as reverse missionaries, African Pentecostals, and the many American branches of independent African churches.
His works are important and highlights the underpinning of African spirituality, religious pluralism, and many important festivals and symbolisms that can be found in Africa and America today. He also has gone on to author and edit several books on the topic of ethnographic research.
A true Renaissance is nothing without its teachers and scholars. So please, everyone, if you would, help us in welcoming Dr. Jacob Olukpana to the stage, this year's Scholar of the Year Award winner.
Oh shit, I buy a moto, I buy a house, oh, Auntie Silifa, she said she no agree, yeah. Shakara tea body, Shakara oloje, Shakara tea body, Shakara oloje, Shakara tea body, Shakara oloje, Shakara tea body, Shakara oloje. Who no like better tea? Who they dance for back you? Baby check your lot yo. Money they for bank yo. Who no like better tea? Who they dance for back you? Baby check your lot yo. Money they my bank yo. Elelo shere no. Adisa uma shere mo. Elelo pa o no. Adisa uma pa o mo. Elelo shere no. O shere. Adisa uma shere mo. O shere. Elelo pa o no.
May I say good evening to all of you? Let me first of all thank the presenters, wonderful, beautiful ladies. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this presentation. I also want to acknowledge the presence of my two daughters, Busayo and Tolulokwe. They live in New York here. For really telling me more about this award and encouraging me to come. We had a conversation last week when I was in Denver, where I went again to receive the American Academy of Religion Award in Public Understanding of Religion. And they said to me, Dad, you are coming to New York on Saturday for this award. And I say, yes, girls, I will be here. So I'm glad to be here. I must say that this has been a learning experience for me. This is the kinds of stories and experiences and performances that we are often not privileged to hear or to experience because we sit in the ivory tower. And coming here and just listening to these wonderful, wonderful works that many of you are doing in the communities for Africa, for the diaspora, has been quite humbling to me. And I want to thank you. I thank you for considering me worthy of this award. I can assure you that when I write my memoir, I will surely give it the right of place in the reflection. I would like to dedicate the award to some groups of students that have been training in Africa with a focus, of course, in Nigeria. And the more than 50 professors in the diaspora and on the continent
that we have succeeded in mobilizing to come to the continent and to retrain these young scholars, those who are doing their doctorate and those who have just finished doing their doctorate, what we often refer to as the pre and the postdoc. We bring these professors in every year, about 25, to do what? To help in training these young minds, to teach them what they are expected to know so that they can become competitive and they can become scholars, as we used to have them in the 70s and the 60s when we were students in Nigeria. We bring scholars from different parts of Africa, from Europe, to interact with these professors. And beyond the 2-week Summer Institute, we also begin to see them as mentors. So what has happened is that 2 weeks of Summer Institute is gradually transforming the careers of these young minds. This is what I'm passionate about, of course, in addition to working at Harvard, where I earn my salary. And I'm hoping that you will join us in, making things happen. These little interventions everywhere, in South Africa, in Nigeria, in Tanzania, all over the world, will make the difference at the end of the day. So I want to thank you. And now that I know about this award, I can assure you that I will talk about it when I get back to Harvard. Thank you and good evening. Yes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2018 marks the centenary of the birth of a global icon, legend, and the pride of Africa and Africans, Nelson Mandela. To pay tribute to Nelson Mandela's 100th birthday, please welcome to the stage Brand South Africa's USA country head, Mudwazi Baloyi.
Good evening. It is indeed an honor for me to have had an opportunity to break bread earlier with all of you. And I'm also at this point in time very excited to be sharing with this gathering our South African story, which is that of hope and prosperity. We have reached a point in South Africa where it has become inevitable that we must better the lives of all South Africans. This was the promise of freedom and democracy as enshrined in the South African Constitution, which is explicit about what our rights are. But most importantly, it is also aspirational in how these rights should be advanced to the benefit of all. My name is Mudwazi Baloyi, the country head of Brand South Africa for the United States. Brand South Africa is the authority on South Africa's national identity. Our vision as a country is to be a nation our people and the world will draw inspiration from. Inspiration to find new paths, new solutions, new possibilities, new experiences, new ideas, and the will to make it happen. Our mission, though, is to tell the inspiring story of South Africa and its people. And on behalf of Brand South Africa, we're honored to be part of these celebrations and be a partner to SAID in hosting yet another successful event. I will be remiss if I do not take this opportunity to thank Debo, Liz Ngozi, and the hosting team, as well as their team for what you have achieved and the multitude whom you continue to inspire, and all that you have helped to live their dreams. South Africa recognizes that unifying civil society, business, and government can lead to positive transformative changes. In my own country, we are doing the hard work of helping make a difference in the lives of our citizens. We are creating a sustainable, equitable economy and raising South Africa's global competitiveness. We have made strides towards meeting basic needs and improving the quality of life of all our people. And we are investing in our civic society organizations to inspire pride, patriotism, and active citizenship, because we know that civic knowledge is a powerful tool to safeguard South Africa's democracy. For us, addressing racial injustice and the promotion of gender equality and women empowerment is central to government efforts to combat poverty and stimulate sustainable development. That is why we see the empowerment of women as everyone's business and needs the support of government, business, and civil society. There's, of course, more work to be done. We have yet to fully unlock the leadership potential of all groups of people, not only in South Africa, but in communities across the world. I am not saying that everybody needs to be the same. But what I'm saying is that Nelson Mandela's mandate is not that we live free, but respect and enhance the rights and opportunities of others to be free as we are. That means we need to have the same opportunities to be educated, same opportunities to better health care. It means that no man or woman or child should still feel inferior. And I think that is the key to success of both this country, the US, and every other country in the world. That even when we are victims of apartheid in South Africa and racial segregation in this country, we never felt like victims, but felt like it was our responsibility, as Martin Luther King said, to redeem the soul of America from the triple evils of racism, war, and poverty. So we cannot be free until everyone is free. If there is a message that Dr. Webb Du Bois and Frederick Douglass left us, is if I forget those who are yet in poverty, and the initial quote said slavery, I substituted slavery for poverty. May my tongue stick to the roof of its mouth, and my right hand lose its cunning. To illustrate the above quote, let me also touch on an issue that has captured the attention at home and everywhere else in the world, given its sensitivity and how it has been misunderstood. The land reform program in South Africa, where blacks currently own 4% of the country's individual held agricultural land, while whites own 72%. Our commitment to openness should not be in any way interfere with the commitment to justice. The president has appointed a panel of experts to advise on the best way forward, which is comprised of farmers, individuals, and experts with interest on the matter for their voices to be heard. Section 25 of the Constitution requires that there be a legislation so that expropriation is not arbitrary, but be overseen by the courts. So we can't prevent land reform, but we need an approach that is rational, orderly, and predictable. What we have seen is that some of the people who are shouting the loudest against the process acquired land under apartheid without having to compensate anybody for it. There are groupings from South Africa who will find interest in parts of the US where we have seen neo-Nazis marching. Those are groupings who do not enjoy credibility in South Africa. What is at the center of this is that government and the South African people do not pretend that apartheid was not a history of dispossession of our people, or that apartheid did not favor one group of people over the other. Because we recall the injustices of the past, there is a presumption that we will do something about it. Now you can't ignore these things forever, because the vast inequalities become a breeding ground for animosity and breakdown of democracy. So we have chosen to deal with it, but we are not allowing mob rule, crude and planned occupation of land, but we can't ignore reality of land hunger either. We got to get the balances right, and I think That is the signal that President Ramaphosa provides to everybody, and for us to have chosen to be honest about these issues as we deal with foreign investors and friends of South Africa. Colleagues and friends, tonight we are being part of thought-provoking celebration that has given voice to issues on many of our minds and planted new questions. One thing is clear: the deep relationship between the peoples of the United States and Africa that has grown for more than a century was never more relevant, never more necessary than now. As pointed out, at Brand South Africa, we give life and legs to this relationship on a daily basis by uniting civil society, business, government, and media to tell the South Africa's inspiring story and bring it to the world. We celebrate legacy and unfinished work of reconciliation, forging political and economic democracy, and building international bridges by sharing information and investments, collaboration, and culture. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate all our honorees, but most of all is to all of you gathered here today, including the volunteers, to pay tribute to the life of a truly remarkable human being. Today we celebrate 100 years of the life of Nelson Mandela. It is a life that, through his action, teaches us how we should be conducting ourselves. Nelson Mandela was born in a small rural village of Qunu in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. From there, he moved to the city of Johannesburg, coming into contact with the policy of apartheid, policy of hatred, of separation and oppression. He became conscientized and became involved in struggle. Nelson Mandela, first and foremost, was a youth activist. He was a founding member of the African National Congress Youth League. I see here tonight that there are many young people attending, and I think that should inspire all of us who are both young in age and young in heart to continue the struggle by young people, but also for young people who are our future. Secondly, Nelson Mandela was a lawyer. He beats all circumstances to qualify himself as a lawyer who fought for the rights of the oppressed. He used the legal system to advance the rights of people. Thirdly, he was a political activist who mobilized the people to resist oppression, tyranny, and unjust laws. He was the volunteer chief when the people of South Africa embarked on a mass defiance campaign of unjust racist laws. When peaceful struggle no longer worked, Nelson Mandela was again at the front. He was the first commander of Umkhonto weSizwe, the Spear of the Nation, the armed wing of the African National Congress. He took up the weapons, then he went to jail and spent 27 years in jail. While he was in prison, his activism did not stop, because Robben Island was used as a university to teach politics to those who came in and out. And he remained a symbol throughout the world of struggle of the people for South Africa. When he came out, again a different role, a role of a peacemaker, of a reconciliator, of a national builder, rather a nation builder. But in building peace, building a nation, never forgetting the struggle for justice that it should carry on. And I think out of that life, we can learn lessons that there are many, many different ways in which one can make a contribution to changing the lives of others. In support of this year-long campaign, and as part of its mandate to build pride, patriotism, and a spirit of active citizenship, Nelson Mandela Foundation, in partnership with Brand South Africa that I represent, launched the Play Your Part Madiba campaign. This campaign is aimed at galvanizing citizens into embodying the values and spirit of Mandela and playing their part for our country's growth and development. Mr. Mandela followed 3 principles throughout his life, which I would like to share with you briefly before I finish. Free yourself, free others, serve every day. Following these 3 principles, the aim of Mandela Centenary Celebration is to ensure that we continue to perpetuate Madiba's legacy in making our world a better one for all, through acts of kindness, no matter how small. The year-long campaign aims to uphold President Nelson Mandela's legacy. President Mandela became a moral authority and a symbol of what we can achieve with true dedication to the cause of peace, dignity, reconciliation, and forgiveness. In so doing, helped to make a difference to build a global movement for good. This initiative is further dedicated to giving back to those less fortunate, the vulnerable, and marginalized in our society. In fact, the initiative actively encourages service to others, just as Madiba himself gave many years of his life in service to humanity. As the nation of South Africa and the world remembers the profound and lasting impressions of Madiba, who is recognized and celebrated as an icon for racial equality and freedom, everyone is encouraged to play their part towards positive change by building their communities and upholding a spirit of Ubuntu and social cohesion. As we navigate through current-day challenges facing the world, we must be inspired by Mandela's ethos in making a contribution. It is now in our hands to act on behalf of justice and peace. In celebrating Mandela's centennial, the whole world has descended to South Africa, Johannesburg, for the capstone event, the Global Citizen Festival, which is taking place tomorrow, to mark the official ending to the celebration. So today, gathered here, I think it is very appropriate that SAID has chosen this event to take place in Harlem, the place that resonates very deeply with the struggle of oppressed people throughout the world. It is a place that we look to for inspiration both politically and culturally for our struggle, and we are very glad. And we are very glad that this event is taking place here today. So we thank SAID and we thank yourselves for keeping the memory of Nelson Mandela alive. So may we continue in that tradition. Just 1 minute, just 1 minute. If you have not visited South Africa, we invite you to come. If you have visited South Africa, we say to you, return, walk with us on our challenging but remarkable path. It is our journey you will not forget, a journey with history. And I want to thank you all for your indulgence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next performer is originally from Rwanda and Uganda. Her latest album for Sunny Music, Petite Afrique, honors the dignity of the long-standing African immigrant community right here in Harlem, and recently won the 2018 NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Jazz Album. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome the one and the only, So Me.
There's a woman on the road. She got mouth works the bone. There's a woman on the road. She got floors to clean. Sorrow is deep and freedom gone. It's a $2 day, she can't get home. $2 day, $2 day, can't get home. It's a $2 day, $2 day, she can't get home. $2 day, $2 day, can't get. There's a woman on the road. She got dreams to live. She holds on to a God to understand the greed. There's a woman on the road. She got tears to cry. The days are numbered, and sometimes it's better to sleep. It's a $2 day, $2 day, she can't get home. $2 day, $2 day, can't get home. Yes, a $2 day, it's a $2 day, and she can't get home. $2 day, $2 day. There's a woman on the road, broken heart and madam's clothes. Look away if you dare. She'll still be standing there. There's a woman on the road, broken heart and madam's clothes. So hey, look away if you dare, she'll still be standing there. $2 day, $2 day, she can't get home. $2 day, $2
Thank you so much, Mr. Torododo on piano. Thank you. Thank you so much. Before we do one more song and get out of your way, I just wanted to say thank you all for showing up. It's such a beautiful thing to be in the room of African people and those who are in support of the African experience and just being a part of this beautiful event that happens annually. I just want to shout out the Society for African Diaspora and Debo and the whole team for everything that you do to bring us together. You guys can give them more love than that. We always have a choice about when and where and how we show up for each other. So this is a song about choosing to be present. If this were my last song, would you listen closer? If this were my last song, would you lean in? If this were my last song, would you hum along? If this were my last song, try to remember everything, the shape of my neck, everything, the size of my chest, everything, things you dislike, everything, my ego, my pride, everything, sound of my scream, everything, the breath in between, everything, first song before everything. If this were my last song, I might just sing louder. If this were my last song, I would ask the band to slow it down. If this were my last song, we'd sing harmonies. If this were my last song, I would try to tell you everything, the times that I lied, everything, the days that I cried, everything, lovers I know, everything, my hungry nights too, everything, grandmother's brave, everything, the last time I prayed, everything, first song before everything. The times I lied, the days I cried, the lovers I knew, my hungry nights too, grandmother's brave, the last time I prayed, first song before everything, everything, everything. If this were my last song, if this were my last song, I'd thank the room, the air and hearts around me. I'd breathe deeper and deeper and hold the notes for a word. I'll not be afraid to cry, not be afraid to say I love you, not be afraid to fly. If this were my, if this Breathe deeper and hold the nose forward. Breathe deeper and hold the nose forward. Breathe deeper and hold the nose forward. Breathe deeper and hold the nose for a while.
Thank you so much, Mr. Torudodo. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the warm welcomes coming in as we bring to the stage your next presenters of the Mark of Excellence Award, Moji Sola Wilson and Kunle Ade.
Good evening. I am Moji Sola Wilson.
Hi, good evening. My name is Kunle Ade. This is a serious matter here. I mean, this award that we're about to present is very dear to me personally because I know this person. And I didn't even believe a Nigerian, no disrespect to my Niger people. Me, I'm from Bariga, I'm from the local side of Nigeria. So my father is, whatever he is who he is. But when you have sound education and a serious background and a solid zeal that makes you to become whatever you want to become on this earth is just special. It doesn't matter where you're from and what you've been through and where you're going. It's just the fact that this woman, before I go, don't let me get personal. Let me go inside what they told me. Because before I start jabbing anyhow. It's an honor and privilege to introduce the recipient of this 2018 Society for African in Diaspora Mark of Excellence Award, Dr. Margaret Mary Wilson. Real quick, Dr. Wilson was born in Ibadan, Nigeria, into a family of wealth, but ended up at the age of 7, raised single-handedly by her mother, a typical struggling Nigerian trader and market woman that sold provision at a place called Obalende. I don't know if you guys know Obalende. Obalende is Ogbologbo area. If you know, you know. If you don't, go to Canal Street and ask. So basically, this was what motivated her to excel. In her own words, she has no choice. Dr. Wilson has practiced and taught medicine across the world in 3 different continents, and she's certified in 3 different medical specialties: internal medicine, cardiology, and geriatrics. Wow, this is serious business. Today, she's focused on transforming healthcare system across the world. She has been recognized with numerous professional awards from several countries. Well, blah, 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 blah. It's too much stuff here. I don't want to be like, you guys have been here. The truth of the matter is this woman, she's over sabi. No, I'm being honest now. When somebody's brain is sharper than sharp, we have to recognize now. Me, I can't explain it. I asked Madam Moji backstage, where was my brain when God was sharing this talent? You know how big my head is. But somehow, this woman successfully broke all barriers. So I won't say much more. I would transfer to Madam Moji.
This amazing woman embodies humility, grace, class, courage, and grit. She has not forgotten her walk. She has not forgotten her pain and her struggle. She has not forgotten her tribe. She offers up her story as a shining example for professional Africans in the diaspora and disempowered African LGBTQ across the world. Her students rank among some of the most accomplished physicians in the world. She continues to encourage, mentor, and motivate. Her courage in the eye of the storm and the onslaught of the Nigerian media when we got married in 2017 was a personal example to me of her strength and integrity. Margaret motivates me. She demonstrates the power of persistence, the impact of authenticity, the value of excellence. I am grateful to stand here today as I present to Dr. Margaret Mary Wilson, Chief Medical Officer, Senior Vice President, United Healthcare Global, my wife, my soulmate, and my partner in life.
Today, I am grateful. I accept this Mark of Excellence award not on my behalf, but on the behalf of a young African adult somewhere in the world who has lost hope in their ability to excel because they are different. I graduated as a physician from University College Hospital in Ibadan, where I received 2 awards as the most outstanding graduating medical student in internal medicine. I then went on to complete my postgraduate residency training in internal medicine, also at the University College Hospital in Ibadan, where I was awarded the Vincent Uzodike Prize for the resident with the highest scores in the National Postgraduate Fellowship exams. I was then selected for the British Council Chevening Fellowship for potential global leaders in their chosen professional fields. I went on to the Hammersmith Hospital in the United Kingdom and completed a fellowship in clinical cardiology. While I was in the UK, I passed the qualifying examinations for membership of the Royal College of Physicians of the UK on the first attempt. At that time, only 7% of foreign physicians passed those exams on the first try. I moved to the United States of America and I went into academic medicine. I attained tenure at one of the leading medical schools in the United States. And yet, I was restless. I had practiced in Africa, the United States, and the UK. And strangely, the challenges remained the same. Decreased access to healthcare, unaffordable healthcare, inconsistent quality of healthcare. I had come to find death and illness exhausting, and I wanted to be part of the solution to fix it. Today, I am grateful to be part of a global healthcare organization that's aggressively involved in global health transformation. I lead a clinical team whose mission is helping healthcare systems work better for everyone across the world. I was grateful that in 2018, I was recognized with the Lide Saúde Award for the most prominent name in Brazilian medicine for that year. I was grateful when I was nominated for the Society for Africans in the Diaspora Mark of Excellence Award. I was grateful because this award made me remember. This award triggers my memory. This award reminds me what propelled me to restlessness and excellence. I remember knowing that I was different when I was 9 years old, even before I knew what the word gay meant. I remember the hostility, the prejudice, the bigotry, the ignorance. I remember overcompensating because I could not conform to heteronormative societal expectations. I remember deciding that if I could not be straight, I would be excellent. For me, excellence was survival. For me, excellence was protection. For me, excellence was validation. Based on the numbers, 1 in 10 people in this room are LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer, or transgendered. I accept this award on your behalf also. I ask that you see me and believe that you or your LGBTQ loved ones can and must excel. My walk built my grit and fueled my determination to live an authentic life, step out of the shadows to reach back and empower with education. I am grateful because through our not-for-profit organization, African LGBTQ, my wife and I have contributed to the education of several master's graduates, nursing graduates, and now a potential business major graduate. In Chinua Achebe's words, the lizard that jumped from the top of the Iroko tree said, "I will praise myself if nobody praises me." I have accomplished a lot and I am grateful. However, my most important accomplishment is simply having been able to stand firm against the onslaught as a beacon of visibility for African LGBTQ professionals. My hope is that I can spare that one young African the agony of walking in my footsteps. My hope is that my story and path propel them to excellence, that they believe that if I can achieve excellence, they can too. My prayer is that I motivate them to surpass my achievements, for they are my tribe. Finally, today, I am grateful for my family, my wife, my heart, and my strength, Moji Sola Wilson, my non-biological sons, William and Femi, my non-biological daughter, Danielle, my mother, Victoria, and my brother, Peter, because they are living proof that I am okay. They are living proof that a young African adult in some country who has lost hope will be okay, and that his or her tribe will find him or her. I am grateful that my family and my tribe found me. I am even more grateful that they found me by choice. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's still the 2018 ADAs. Welcome to the stage your next presenters of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award, Sandrine Nzoku and Ade Adeniran.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Let's get some energy.
Yes. This next award, Entrepreneur of the Year, goes to two women and sisters who embody teamwork and ingenuity. These warriors were once refugees who fled a bloody Liberian coup and started a new life in America, becoming one of the leading forces in the field of creative marketing.
Mayata David Johnson and Masa David are two sisters of the Renaissance that gave other girls an opportunity to be seen in this new African, new African re-entitlement stage, something that we all look inspired to be.
This dynamic duo has been the underpinning to the creative marketing agency MVD Incorporated, which has helped provide creative directions from brands like Samsung to music moguls like Kanye West and Mary J. Blige.
As Africans, we are our brothers and sisters keepers. Pick your tribe. Mayata and Masai have embarked on their journey from Africa to America together, and together they have prospered. Working as a unit, they have managed to become influencers and have shown us why they are models of the American dream.
In an interview with Essence, Masa states that she and her sister work well together because they're able to identify each other's strengths and compensate where either one of them are lacking.
Unity is key to thriving in business world and growing any brand or company, as shown as the examples of these two siblings. We invite you to unite and welcome Masai and Mayata David Johnson to the stage.
We're taking the picture first, and then.
Oh, I'm a little short. Hello, everyone. Are we dead? Come on. Hello, everyone. Where's LIB? Where's Liberia? First, I want to thank the ADA, SAID for this award. We're truly honored and humbled. But first, we want to make sure that everybody knows how to pronounce Masa's name, Masa.
It's Masa.
It's okay. When we started MVD Inc. 16 years ago, we had no idea it was going to grow into this creative agency where we represent some of the biggest in entertainment. And coming from an African background, that was very hard. But when we heard that the theme for tonight was Choose Your Tribe, we knew that was going to be an easy one for us. Our business was basically based and was the foundation. The reason why MVD is what it is right now is because of our tribe. Mm-hmm. That's the foundation, that's the DNA of MVD. And without our tribe, we wouldn't be here today. Without the folks that are encouraging us, advising us, making sure that all the challenges that came, making sure that we were able to, be a part. I think that was really, really hard, but we had our tribe, and without it, we wouldn't have been where we are today. I have my sister. I consider her not only my business partner, but my soulmate.
Aw, sorry, John.
I love you too, baby. You're my second soulmate.
But, as Miata said, we were born into our tribe. We were really thankful and grateful to have such an amazing family and an awesome group of friends that are here tonight that flew in from out of town.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Monique, Natina, Carol,
Amazing.
Narendra. We're so happy you guys are here with us tonight.
And, hailing from Liberia, having, African parents, they were not excited when we said we were going into entertainment and not becoming a doctor or a lawyer. I'm sure you guys can relate. But we are very thankful that they were still supportive and loving and allowed us to really just spread our wings and go into the field that we were passionate about. And we've been really blessed to work with such amazing clients like, Def Jam Recordings, who's in the building tonight, Universal Pictures, someone we know everyone kind of hates right now, but we still have love for him, Kanye West, and, Samsung Next and a slew of other clients.
Shea Moisture in the building. We
Moisture,
can't forget about
yeah.
Shea Moisture.
So we're really thankful to be here tonight, and we really appreciate this award.
I would be remiss without making sure that everybody in this room, we encourage you to not only support African businesses, but support women-owned businesses, support Black businesses, because if it wasn't for our tribe and people making sure that these young Liberian girls got the contract because they would work hard, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Is everybody feeling good? I know you guys are waiting for the after party and all that other stuff coming along, but guess what? We all have to be patient because we are almost there. But we have to honor our ancestors at this particular time because life is a beautiful series of transitions. Even in someone's passing, there is much to be garnered, and we host this show tonight with remembrance of all the great Renaissance men and women of our past.
We would not be anywhere if it were not for the great artists, innovators, and shakers of the past.
It is also important to remember those of us from the African diaspora who fought for our freedoms in the face of adversity and oppression.
You're absolutely correct. With this being the 100th year of the armistice in France, marking the end of World War I, it is our duty to recognize our great stories that were overlooked and not celebrated.
Some of you may or may not know of the Harlem Hellfighters, but you should. 100 years ago,
they were the first Black battalion to fight in the war, but due to the racist regulations in America, they were given to the French army with the expectations of being a tertiary force to face the brunt of fighting on no man's land. Our brothers were sent out there with little expectations of being of much use to America, expecting to have corpses brought back in return. On the contrary, they fought and they held their lines and were even revered by the French for their efforts.
Africans everywhere have known the tough fight and have continued to persevere in the face of doubt and oppression. From the ashes we rise, and with this spirit, the African Renaissance will never die like our brothers on the front line 100 years ago.
If you would please join us in giving our own salute to our brothers of past and present, fighting for the freedom of Africa, everywhere with a moment of silence, please. I hope all of you have been moved by the speeches given on stage. Get ready to be moved once more with our next performance. Ladies and gentlemen, coming next to the stage is the talented Rafia. Put your hands together, please.
Where's the drum? I need to...
That's where I'm from. Africa, that's where I'm from. From my head to my toes, I'm filled with Africa. Whether I come or go, she never leaves. From LA, Kinshasa to Praia, Cotonou, Jollof, Nyaki, Bridgetown, Babi, Philae, Africa. That's where I'm from. Do we have any Africans here? Just checking. Loyalty, we don't care what the people say. These culture loyalty, we don't care what the people say. Them go see who we be.
Banafika, Delima, Banafika, Boca ya Fika, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Banafika, Delima, Banafika, Boca ya Fika, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la.
Skin soft aloe vera. We strong like Mandela. Keep signing them papers. No time for my haters.
No, I ain't got time for no haters. Keep on making it move, yeah. As we dance to the groove, yeah. DJ turn up the tunes, yeah. As we light up the room, yeah. Keep on making it move, yeah. As we dance to the groove, yeah. DJ turn up the tunes, yeah. As we light up the room, yeah. Banafika, Delima, Banafika, Boca ya Fika, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Banafika, Delima, Banafika, Boca ya Fika, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la.
El que tengo mega música pa' mí, el que tengo tica mon el que tengo mega música pa' mí, el que tengo tica mon que tengo que cachonje, titonge, tisa kunje, ticha, eduque kakunje, ticha.
We strong like Mandela. Keep signing them papers. No time for my haters.
We the people, Dilema. We the people, people. 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 Banafika, Delima, Banafika, Boca ya Fika, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Banafika, Delima, Banafika, Boca ya Fika, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the Creative Person of the Year Award, put your hands together and please help us welcome your next presenters, Sisi Olisa and Ugo Obilo.
body too correct. Oh no no no, any man don't forget. Only go back from oh collect, oh one, oh one.
Okay. Cece,
Yes, Hugo.
didn't you recently have a TEDx? Is that
I did. Yeah, that's
Can you,
true.
I mean, I know all about it, so maybe you can tell them a little bit about it.
2 days ago, my TEDx went live on YouTube. My TEDx talk was called How to Build Self-Confidence. So check it out, CC Olisa, How to Build Self-Confidence. I hope you enjoy it. To celebrate my TEDx in 2019, I'm going to be traveling to Nigeria with a company that I think you started. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You take people to Nigeria, don't you?
I do. I started a company called Discover Travel LLC, and it's built to create a pathway for people interested in traveling to African cities and to allow them the opportunity to see the beauty of Africa and to see that there is a Wakanda that exists, and it is everywhere within our beautiful Africa. So without further ado, I want to talk a little bit about this African Renaissance and a true Renaissance man. So no Renaissance is complete without the contributions of the best and brightest artists that the culture has to offer. This African artist has provided some of the most thought-provoking images, from his 7-spoon exhibit to sculptures and installations in the contemporary art scene here in America.
Olusola Shala Akintunde is a Chicago-based artist, multimedia producer, and musician who is also known as a pioneer in the genre of solar art, bringing the natural in harmony with the constructed.
Olushola's Bronzeville Solar Pyramid installation has been heralded as one of Chicago's unique new landmarks and the first of its kind, standing at 15 feet tall.
Not only does Olusola have a keen eye, but he has a tender heart as well. As a man with 3 women in his life who faced battles with cancer, he sought to help through his creativity the best way he could by launching Shala's Pink House project. He has been able to provide a multi-storied event space and functional art installation that supports and promotes cancer research, with proceeds going to fund grants and initiatives.
Shala truly has all the qualities of a multi-talented Renaissance man and has honed his talents for music with the creation of his hip-hop band, Qualo, which led to managing his own independent record label, Movement Worldwide, and has now landed a deal with the Universal Records.
His creativity knows no bounds, and that is why he is the perfect candidate for Creative Person of the Year. Please welcome to the stage Olusola Shala Akintunde.
Why they for her Benzema? Why you want $1 Sensima? This kind dance, you the dance, I'm doing the singing, you doing the dance. Why you wanna do me long thing? Shut up when I sorry you. Why you do me something? Why you do me long thing? Shut up when I sorry you. Why you do me something?
Oh, thank you. We've dwindled. How are you? Thank you for hanging in there. Man, I don't know who wrote that. I was like, is this me? It was amazing. Everything that comes to me seems like the stuff you've heard before. I'm humbled and I can't believe it, and I want to thank everybody and all that. But really, I think that when you're given a privilege of somebody's attention, you should add value. So the fact that I have the privilege of your attention right now, I want to bring you value. And I had a cool speech written and everything, but I figure it's best to connect and let you know that your attention is power. We create each other with our intentions and with our attention and our acknowledgement. You are creating me right now. You are giving me the power to even be able to bring anything to you. I ask that you start to and really pay attention to how you listen to each other and how you listen to people, especially our children. We are creating each other in our listening. You ever talk to somebody who thinks you're stupid and you know you're the smartest person in the world, but when you start talking to them, you start rambling and you start stuttering? That is the power we give each other. That is the privilege of attention. So I ask, when you are given attention, provide value. And when somebody needs your attention, give it generously because you are creating them. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme of the ADAs and hashtag includes ADA Choose Your Tribe. To present the Tribe of the Year, please put your hands together as we welcome Busi Matsiko Andan and Lolade Sionbola.
How y'all doing tonight? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Give us some love.
Give us some love.
I know you're tired.
Yes, I know you're tired, but are you having some fun?
Right? We're excited to be here.
Yeah.
It's good to be in New York. It's good to see all you beautiful
Absolutely, and it's good to be with your tribe.
Yes. So you want to jump in?
Yes. So the Tribe of the Year Award 2018 goes to Jocelyn Bio. Africa is a mosaic of cultures and tribes, from east to west, north and south. If true borders were to be drawn to represent its diversity, it would look much different than what the colonial powers had drawn to represent what it is today.
So to pick just one tribe for this award was very difficult because of all of the incredible talent of the continent. The honoree, Jocelyn, is a playwright and thespian who has brought the influence of her culture to life on stage. She has chosen to control the narrative rather than let it be dictated.
Jocelyn Bio is a Ghanaian American writer and actor who got her start in English and theater. She has a master's degree in playwriting from Columbia University. After her studies, she took her love for literature and expression to the next level, writing renowned plays such as African Americans, The Lady Killer's Love Story, and most notably, her work on Schoolgirls or the African Mean Girls play.
Miss Bio has brought her vision to life on stage by using comedy to shatter stereotypes attributed to people of color and to Africans. Her play, Schoolgirls, does that by following the story of a band of girls growing up in Ghana in the 80s.
These schoolgirls are just like that of the American variety, with such joyful hopes and aspirations of becoming models and dating a celebrity. With human wit, Jocelyn Bio has managed to bridge the gap between these two worlds and show us that girls everywhere just want to have fun.
So with great honor, we call Jocelyn Bio and the cast of the African Mean Girls play to receive the Tribe of the Year Award. Please put your hands together.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Thank you so much to the Society for this incredible honor. I am the playwright of Schoolgirls, or the African Mean Girls play. I'm accepted, thank you. I'm accepting the award on behalf of the cast as well, who couldn't be here tonight because they had a show. The show is still running until December 9th down at the Lucille Ortel Theater, so please come and see it. It has been very important to me to be able to add to the conversation of how the diaspora is reflected, and I wanted to be able to show the levity and love and light of the continent as well, and I hope to continue doing that in all of my work and my writing and sharing that and being inspired by all of the incredible people who've been honored here tonight. Thank you. I'm so excited and honored to be included in that company. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to have this presenter join us tonight to present the Person of the Year Award. Please welcome Sekon Sembla.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's so good to be here. I'm fresh from my wonderful trip to Liberia, my most wonderful trip I just had, and so it's wonderful to be in this room and just getting all of this African love. Okay, so, Nnedi Okorafor. This honoree stands tall as an exemplary figure of human will and perseverance. As a young child, she was a renowned tennis and track star. Many people don't know that. And she excelled just as quickly in her academic career. She describes herself as Niger American. Nnedi Okorafor has been one of the major contributors to the growing African Renaissance, as she has taken to writing some of the most influential works of science fiction within the culture, right? This Nigerian-American author was taken aback by how little diversity she found in the science fiction field, as far as science fiction novels. And she decided that Africa and Africans everywhere deserve to be a part of the future and the endless opportunities that come with it. Nnedi Okorafor adds to her impressive accomplishments with her accolades in journalism and English. She holds a master's degree and a PhD in the field and has taken her love of literature to write some of the most critically acclaimed books for young adults, including The Shadow Speaker and Zara the Wind Seeker. A lot of people are very excited to know she has some big deals happening with some major cable networks as well. I believe HBO might be the word. She has captivated the minds of many and continues to lead with her pen that has proven to be mightier than any sword. Without further ado, please welcome to the stage the one and only Nnedi Okorafor, your honoree for this year's Person of the Year Award. I'm so pleased to meet you today, so pleased.
This one? Everyone can hear me? This one? Okay. Good evening. This award is such an honor. I've had an incredible year, and coming around to this award is something else, to say the least. I chose my tribe early on. It has no name. It defines itself, and it takes many shapes. It believes and values many things from the past, and it discards some things as well. It's active in the present, and it looks to the future, and it's deeply, cosmically African. I started writing because I was an athlete who'd been mysteriously paralyzed by spinal fusion complications. The surgeons had gone in to straighten out my scoliosis, twisted spine, and my legs stopped working. In that hospital, the only way to hold on to my sanity was to move my hands and start writing stories. I let those stories come to me, and they delighted me. They were proud, audacious, unflinching, mystical, futuristic, and yes, 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 unapologetically African. In particular, Nigerian. At the time, no one around me was doing this, and this fact was never a concern to me because I didn't look around. I looked into the page and into myself and into the forest. When I started out, I wasn't seeking publication. I just wanted to get it on the page where I could gaze at it like an exotic insect. I wanted to create and open doors so that I could walk through with ease and zero permission. I've always listened to my ancestors and those others who speak to me, always, without fear or hesitation. And this has led me here to be Person of the Year at the 2008 African Diaspora Awards. Wow. I have many to thank for this, but here are a few. I'd like to thank my ancestors, always holding me up and pushing me forward. Those spirits that dwell in the soil of my father's and my mother's villages in Imo State. Those immigrant masquerades who have migrated all over the world on the wind and in the water and through the soil. I want to thank my family here in the United States, in Nigeria, and around the world, particularly my feisty daughter, Anyugo, for always being who she is. Thank you to the Society for Africans in the Diaspora for honoring me tonight. You have no idea how much I needed this. I want to thank those who read me and are willing to go on the strange journeys I take them on. And lastly, I'd like to thank in advance those who will take what I've done and hurl it even further into the future. Thank you. Can you give a big hand to all the performers, all the awardees, and just for you being here? Ladies and gentlemen, I am still waiting for my chief to come. But before the chief comes, I have to tell you that it is a blessing and a wonderful thing to be a black woman in America in this day and age. Can you say yeah, yeah? Because everything African is on high demand. You know, when I was growing up, I never thought I was beautiful. In fact, the women I saw in the magazines did not resemble me. Some of them I could not tell their front from their backs. But ladies and gentlemen, and then my friends used to laugh at me when I was young. They used to say, Anna, do you know why you are endowed back there? I asked them why. They say, oh, because when God was creating you, you must have been the last on the line. And God was using clay. So God created you, and then God said, my child, you can go. Then God realized, there was some clay left behind. He just plastered on your behind. But guess who's laughing now? Because as they say, the last shall be what? The last shall be what? Because right now, hey, big hips, big butts, and full lips are the in thing. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, skinny women are wearing extra padding to enhance their buttocks. And here I am with my God-given extra padding.
Wait, what did I miss?
I was just being proud of being African woman.
With what?
With all my endowments.
Turn for people at the back.
Aha! There you go. Hey!
Ekutumeku.
Hey!
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It's not even about the body, but it's also about the mind.
Yeah, but the body is part of it too.
And it's on. Let me stop there.
Okay. Let's move forward before things escalate.
Please.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only.
Yes.
Manuel!
Big hand for Manuel, please.
Put your hands together, put your hands together.
Maybe if we had the money, we'll be free. Maybe it'll break the shackles off my feet. Timo Balobo Atalapia Timo Balala Amia Bala Timo Balobo Atalapia Timo Balala Amia Ba, we just wanna be free. Yeah, oh, yeah, wanna live life. Yeah, oh, yeah, we just need love. Yeah, oh, we don't know where to find it. Yeah, oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Manny Wells. I'm so happy to be here. I preach a message of love. I'm so happy to see so many Africans, people from Nigeria, people from Ghana, people from all over the world. And real quick, before I get off the stage, I just wanted us to sing this one song. I'm pretty sure everyone knows it. And it goes like this. One love, one heart, let's get together and be alright. One love, one heart, everybody say, let's get together and be alright. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One love, one heart, let's get together and be alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and be alright.
Thank you so much for having me. I didn't want to waste nobody's time here. My name is Manny Wells. One love, one heart. Let's get together and we will be and feel all right. God bless you guys.
Wild beats, summertime, I'm saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special message from the founder of SAID, the publisher of the acclaimed Applause Africa magazine, Mr. Debo Folorunshaw, escorted by the event chair of this event tonight, Liz Ngozi. Please put your hands together for them.
Where's Debo? Okay, well, I'm going to have to entertain you while we're waiting for Debo. How was that? Wasn't it a beautiful song? He sings magnificently. Have you guys enjoyed the evening, all the great honorees, all the entertainment? Kelly, I see you. Hi. Yeah, they were pretty great. I don't know what happened to Debo, but I love my sister, my East African sister here, you know? We're representing East Africa. Not everybody's Nigerian.
Thank you. No. We thank you so much for having us. And we also thank you for always working together as one people. We are all one people.
Exactly. One love.
West, everywhere. We are all
One
people.
love.
And we want a big shout out to the DJ. Can everybody just shout out to the DJ? Thank you.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you. I want to start by recognizing all the honorees tonight. I can't mention, you all know their name, Needy, the Israel Foundation, everyone, Chasfall and the rest of them. But I'm glad that you are all here tonight and you are allowing us to say thank you for the work that you do. Thank you. We need this kind of thing, to say thank you to all who have achieved over the year for all the great work that you do. In the audience, I want to take this moment to recognize some of our past honorees who are in the audience tonight. CC, Farmood, Richard Dennis was here with us. I think he left. Who again do we have? We have Aminu Kanjuju. We have all our past honorees, at least a majority number of them were in the house tonight. Also, I want to take this moment to thank my team. I can't do this without them. Please, Ijoma, can you? So these are the backbones and the pillars of these organizations. Sheye Lusa, and Sheun Ario. Sheun, can you join us? And also, I want to take this moment to thank our sponsors tonight, to thank people that partner with us to have this event in this very space tonight. I want to thank Brand South Africa for jumping on board to be part of this night. I want to also thank the King Boardroom Foundation for joining us tonight as a partner. Thank you all. Also, I want to thank the host committee for the job well done. The house was packed tonight. This is a 400 capacity, and every space was filled. I want to thank Mary Olushoga, Namo. Thank you, Namo. Namo is the voice of God, so all these things that you're hearing is Namo. Lola De, Betty, Farmood, Adiola, Chinwe, Adeniran, Matilda, Highness, everyone. And most especially tonight, I want to thank my wife for being here with me tonight. Adenike Folorunshaw, thank you for being here. We missed you last year. You weren't part of this last year, but we welcome you back once again. This is home. Thank you. Thank you for believing in the vision of SED. Thank you. So applause finally transitioned to SED. We're humble and we're excited on this transition. It's a journey, and we want you to join with us and move. We will still be the same progressive, motivational, and inspirational platform that you had loved. So we will continue. The name is the only thing that is changing, but our service remains the same, to build this community, to empower this community, to governize this community towards the African agenda. So thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope that you join us again and again when we call upon you. So currently, we're focusing our effort in building the community and mobilizing the next generation of Africans in the diaspora. Can the said fellow join us tonight? Can you guys join us on stage? So these are young and upcoming African. We're not doing this for ourselves alone, but we're doing this for the next generation that are coming along. How do we archive the story of us, this very generation, not just the past generation, not just Dr. King, Malcolm X, Mandela, and all that, but how do we archive this very present generation and what is happening within our eyes? So thank you for coming. These are people that want to empower. Hopefully, in a few years to come, they will be part of this award as an honoree. I know the night is all over. Thanks. Join us at the... Oh, Lara, can you join us? Come on. Oh, Lara is part of the team. Sorry for the... Lara Abiona is the one handling our social media and all the communication internally. Thank you all. All I can say, thank you. Liz, do you have anything?
I'd also like to recognize the Isra Family Foundation for their support as well. Thank you.
Can the host committee join us? Please, if you're part of the host committee, can you join us on stage? Let's take.
Thank you. This is just to say thanks to all of you for coming out. Thank you for coming to support this great event. We hope to see you next time we do this event, this award show. Remember, ADA, African Diaspora Awards.
You know, be back to, so all I want is you. How we go straight in if I play? Been there, done that, oh, and wait.